Have you ever wondered how much of who you are is shaped by what others think of you? It's a question that, more often than not, we've all asked ourselves in one way or another. Dive into the depths of self-perception, and it becomes clear that our understanding of ourselves is often influenced, sometimes heavily, by the opinions of others. We may like to think of ourselves as autonomous beings, crafting our identities with deliberate strokes. Yet we can't ignore the fact that others' perceptions act as a mirror reflecting back onto us. Consider this. You've always enjoyed painting, but when you overhear a friend comment on how your work lacks a certain je ne sais quoi, you feel a pang of self-doubt. You start questioning your abilities, your passion, and even your identity as an artist. This is an example of how external opinions can shape our self-perception, often leading us to limit our potentials. We humans are social creatures, thriving on interaction and validation. It's no surprise then that we often adjust our self-perception to match the image others hold of us. We might downplay our strengths to fit in, or amplify our weaknesses to meet others' expectations. In a sense, we become actors on a stage, playing roles assigned by the audience. However, here's a thought. What if we are not the roles that others assign to us? What if those external perceptions, those reflections in the mirror, are just distortions of our true selves? Imagine a world where we don't limit ourselves based on the feedback from the audience. This is not to say that we should disregard others' opinions entirely, but rather to consider them as one of many factors that shape us. It's about understanding that our true selves are more than just an amalgamation of external perceptions. But what if we told you that you are not what others think you are? Intriguing, isn't it? Now let's embark on this journey of self-discovery and explore the depths of who we really are, beyond the confines of external perceptions. Meet Jane, a young artist who was constantly told her art was not good enough. Jane was a dreamer. From a young age, she was captivated by the world of colors, shapes, and the infinite possibilities they presented. She found solace in her sketchbook, a place where her imagination came alive. But not everyone saw what Jane saw. Her passion was often met with raised eyebrows and dismissive comments. "It's impractical," they said. "You will never make it in the real world." The constant barrage of negativity was like a dark cloud looming over her. It was difficult, yes. At times, she doubted herself. But Jane was not one to be easily swayed. She knew her art was more than just a hobby. It was her voice, her way of expressing herself, and she wasn't ready to give that up. Jane made a decision. She chose to believe in herself, to trust her instincts, her talent. She began to pour her heart into her art, spending countless hours perfecting her craft. She started to see her art not as a product of others' opinions, but as an extension of herself. She was no longer painting for approval, but for the love of creation. As she continued to create, something remarkable happened. People began to notice. They saw the emotion in her art, the stories it told, the passion behind it. Slowly but surely, Jane began to gain recognition. Her art was exhibited in local galleries, then national ones. She started receiving commissions. Her work was featured in magazines. Jane, the young artist who was once told her art was not good enough, was now a celebrated artist. Her journey was not easy. It was filled with challenges, doubts, and setbacks. But Jane chose to see every obstacle as an opportunity to grow, every criticism as a chance to improve. She did not let others' opinions define her. Instead, she defined herself through her art. Jane chose to believe in her abilities, and look where it got her. Now, let's talk about Tom, a high school athlete who was always overlooked because of his size. Tom was a wiry young man, shorter than most of his peers, and definitely not the first pick for the school's basketball team. But what he lacked in stature, he made up for in spirit. Tom was a fighter. He was the kind of person who saw challenges as opportunities, not obstacles. Every day, Tom woke up before sunrise to practice his dribbling, his shooting, and his defensive maneuvers. He put in twice the work of his taller teammates, not because he had to, but because he wanted to. He knew he had to work harder than anyone else to prove his worth. He was the first one on the court and the last one to leave. His coach often found him practicing long after everyone else had gone home. Tom wasn't deterred by the dismissive comments or the doubtful looks. He shrugged off the voices that said he was too small, too weak, too unimportant. Instead, he let those voices fuel his determination. He used the underestimation of others as motivation to push himself harder, to strive for excellence, to rise above the naysayers. In time, Tom's hard work started to pay off. He began to outshine his taller, stronger teammates. His quickness, agility, and strategic thinking outmatched their brute strength. He became a star player, not because of his size, but because of his undying spirit, his relentless determination, and his unwavering self-belief. Tom's story is a testament to the power of self-belief. He wasn't born with a silver spoon or a towering height. He didn't have the advantage of a privileged background or the luxury of an easy path. But he had something more important, a belief in himself, a conviction that he could rise above his circumstances, and a determination to prove his doubters wrong. Tom proved that your abilities are not defined by others' opinions, but by your own belief in yourself. So, what do Jane and Tom's stories teach us about self-belief? Well, for starters, they show us that self-belief is not just an abstract concept, but a tangible force that can shape our lives in profound ways. Jane, the young artist, and Tom, the underdog athlete, both faced circumstances where others doubted their abilities. Yet, they chose to believe in themselves, and that made all the difference. The first lesson here is that self-belief is not contingent on external validation. It's about trusting your capabilities, even when the world tries to convince you otherwise. Like Jane, who faced rejection after rejection, yet never stopped believing in her artistic abilities. She knew her worth was not defined by the opinions of others, but by her own conviction and passion for her craft. Similarly, Tom taught us that self-belief can fuel determination. Despite being written off as an underdog, Tom used this label to fuel his ambition instead of letting it deter him. He chose to see it not as a disadvantage, but as a unique opportunity to prove his doubters wrong. Secondly, self-belief helps us navigate uncertainty. When we believe in ourselves, we are more likely to persevere in the face of adversity. Both Jane and Tom faced many uncertainties, but their unwavering belief in themselves helped them weather these storms and emerge victorious. Finally, self-belief is a choice. It's a decision we make every day to trust in our abilities and potential. It's about embracing our unique journey with all its ups and downs, and choosing to see every setback as a setup for a comeback. In essence, self-belief is a powerful ally on the path to success. It's a beacon that guides us through the dark and uncertain times, illuminating the way towards our goals. It's our inner compass, pointing us towards our true north. Remember, your self-perception is a powerful tool that can either limit you or propel you towards success. So, what does it mean to truly believe in yourself, irrespective of what others think? It's about understanding that you are the creator of your own destiny, the master of your own fate. It's about embracing your individuality, not as something that sets you apart, but as something that makes you unique, that makes you you. Self-belief is a powerful force, a transformative energy that can propel you to heights you never imagined. It's the spark that ignites the flame of ambition, the buoy that keeps you afloat in the stormy seas of doubt. It's the voice that whispers, "You can," when the world screams, "You can't." When you believe in yourself, you begin to see the world through a different lens. You see opportunities where others see obstacles. You see potential where others see problems. You see a path where others see a dead end. That's the power of self-belief. It doesn't change the world around you, it changes the way you interact with the world. But here's the thing, self-belief is not something that can be given, it's something that must be earned. It's a journey of self-discovery, a journey that requires courage, determination, and resilience. It's about looking in the mirror and saying, "I am enough, I am capable, I am worthy." So, how do you cultivate self-belief? You start by embracing your individuality. You stop comparing yourself to others. You stop letting others' opinions define you. You start celebrating your strengths, acknowledging your weaknesses, and working on your growth areas. You start setting goals that align with your passions, your values, your dreams. You start taking action, taking risks, learning from your mistakes, and growing from your failures. Remember, you are not a reflection of others' perceptions. You are a manifestation of your beliefs, your thoughts, your actions. You are not what others think you are. You are what you believe you are. So, believe in yourself because you are capable of amazing things.